I've been laughing at some things that are not entirely funny, or not like really cut out to be funny topics. But been finding humor anyway, because like, did you notice this it factor the whole time? The you know, like corporate elite, mainstream legacy press, and some elements of the government, the feds, whatever, they promote this it factor, you know? And it's just so funny that fucking who's the big guy? Remember, like, they can't give us that. We want to just know what that means, who's the big guy. Instead, they're throwing us all this, like, oh, look at Hunter Biden smokes crack. I don't know, he's like, takes advantage young women, whatever. Like, all that shit is slimy and everything. But they're protecting is the ability to promote the it factor. And it's a criminal mentality. Like, I'm not saying that everybody who ever went to jail is there because they subscribe to the it factor, maybe in a previous lifetime or something like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that going forward, if you're trying to have good karma, you can assume that it can extend into the next life, since it's the human beings that are gonna have a problem with it anyway. They're the ones that are gonna take you and put you in the jail because they don't like the big guy. The fucking, you know, like, you look up to, he seems like he has all the money and all the girls, and he's got the you know, or they want to hold, or they want to have the big gun, 44 caliber or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the big man thing. It's the big guy. The it factor. All the politics and everything in the jail runs, and all of the machismo and the respect and everything, because respect is overrated. You can't get away with disrespecting people in that situation, but at the same time, it's a little bit overrated. There's just endless perspective. And then it's like the farthest that you go, the enemy tries to make sure that you can never do that again. Like, did you know that Joseph Stalin is the most, maybe, name recognition? There's a lot of people who are more Michael Jackson, but there are a lot of people who are more name recognition than Uncle Ben. But for spanning multiple decades, Uncle Ben's face was the most recognizable around the world, and he didn't use fear. He's like, when you get to that level, everybody use horror and fear. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's, you know what happens if you go against, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't, like, we don't, you know, like, it's fear, like, it's the most recognizable name, but not face, though. And if, I don't know if people think that I'm being joking around, or they think it's like not that serious or anything like that, but you have an entrepreneurial spirit that was jet set around the world and did have mansions everywhere, and was not a field hand, house slave, or a coon, or any of this thing. Who the fuck, like, I live close to one of his estates. Like, I mean, if I want to, I mean, you know, it's up a hill and everything. I'd be like tired and everything, but if I want to go there, I could see it. But you mysteriously notice his face is vanished off of all his products. And it's like he went to jail. It's like he got arrested. Because if you think the enemy is like, you know, this motherfucker didn't use fear to get projected to the height, like to the height of a persona that sticks with people the same way like sticky rice recipes or something like that. And then on top of that, even if the only thing he ever taught anybody was his recipes rice recipes. You still can't tell me anybody else outside of a human, like a brother or mother, sister or friend or somebody, whoever taught you anything. All of these big hegemonic state power, institutions are supposed to be doing some fucking good for the people. They never taught nobody nothing. Oh, somebody taught you how to make rice, even if you're talking fucking in a minute rice that they have, right? You read the instructions. That's Uncle Ben. That's his shit. So that's the most that anybody outside of your immediate, people that are around you, that like everything you learn, you teach, you get, like they teach you enthusiasm and then you teach yourself, and it's pedagogy. It's you have to have kind of a demeanor and an absorption, like the Jed pillar: absorb, resonate, accumulate, and resonate. And you resonate it through whatever work that it is that required some focus. Otherwise, you might fuck up, and I don't know, somebody could get hurt or poison, or like a fugu chef, like a chef that makes fugu. Like if he doesn't cut it right, somebody's gonna get tetrodotoxin poison or something. Tetrodotoxins, something. I don't even think that's right. But it's hilarious though. Who's the big guy? It comes down to fucking the it factor, and you are going to jail if you are the fucking big guy, and if you're promoting the it factor, you know what I mean? Because they're talking about who is the true hegemonic power, and if you're not it and you're not that guy, you're gonna get slumped if you're sitting in his chair. It's like Jimmy Rich, the bad Mac Daddy OG pimp with the 35 calibers. No, he's bad, raspy. It's raspy and I don't know, abrasive. But anyways, he's out of town. He had to go off on a trip or something. He had to go take care of some business or something. And fucking Brandon came along. Like, in Robin Hood, Sheriff of Luxley is going to take up the office of Regency while the king is away on, looking after the interests of, of the nation, country, or whatever. Maybe it's just a city-state, but you have to look like you still work for the king when the king gets back. So you're like brushing the pony and stuff. I'm stealing right now. I'm stealing content off the internet. Whoever came up with this story is mad right now. He's like, what the fuck? I invented Jimmy Rich. That's my character. But maybe I work for Jimmy Rich too. So, when you know that he's gonna find out about Jimmy Rich's, it's because he said there's something that Jimmy Rich he didn't even know that there was such a thing as Jimmy Rich's. But since he's Jimmy Rich, he's gonna be hot about that. He's gonna be mad about that, and comes back. He's gonna kick out the establishment with the pink pony or something. So the pink pony that's gonna kick out the establishment is here, and people are not, acting like they have a job as a stable, and they're not brushing, and they're not walking the pink pony around the block and everything. You know what I mean? They try to Jimmy Rich's. They're trying to Jimmy Rich's. But So he's gonna settle up when he gets back, but the people are gonna have to settle up with him when he gets back. And you want to look like you have a job working for Jimmy Rich, so he'll overlook you. He said he'll look over you. He'll move past, you know, because he's on the rampage. He's a bad Mac Daddy OG. And he's finna air it out with whoever it is that is responsible for Jimmy Riches. Like, he's just hot about Jimmy Riches.